Hello, little ghoulies. This is your Supreme, of course, and welcome to the Housewives of Horror. And tonight I have a very special guest with me, and we are going to welcome Latoya After Dark. Everyone, do your claps. Woo woo! First off, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm doing
Good.
wonderful. It's hot, but I'm hanging in there.
I'll say yeah, I'm in Kentucky, and it's now been so I would say like for the last
Oh,
two
you're
days.
out of Kentucky? I used to live in Kentucky.
Really? Yeah, so I am in like the Kentucky, greater Cincinnati area. Um, so tonight, like I said, we do have Miss Latoya After Dark. So what we're gonna do is just kind of start the pod, just talking about who you are. I always like to say, talk your shit. Okay, talk your stuff,
I will
girl.
talk.
Talk
Yes.
yes. So go ahead, introduce yourself, kind of
So
where what's your platform, all that good stuff.
so my name is Latoya, and my platform is called Latoya After Dark.
So
And
cute. So
thank
cute.
you.
I'm like, yes, ma'am.
My daughter, she wants me to change it to Beauty in the Dark, and I'm like, you know what? I think that sounds
Oh,
great. I
that's
think I want to do
cute.
that. Yeah.
That's
Um,
cute.
But basically, all I do is I like to talk about scary movies, of course. I like I don't like doing a recap, but sometimes I might recap the movie. But basically, what I like to do is just analyze why the characters do the things they do,
Mm,
the psychology behind it, what motivates them,
mm.
who's the worst of the worst, because sometimes the villain isn't the villain, right? And
Okay.
then we have our final girl Friday, and where we celebrate
Yes.
those strong, resilient
Mhm.
final girls. And I just like to have a conversation. I
Yeah.
love reading people's comments,
Mhm.
what they have to say afterwards, because what you never get from me is you're wrong and this is what it is.
Mhm.
Because every comment I read that's different, I'm like, you know
Mhm.
what? That's a good idea. I never thought of it that way. Now I
Mhm.
can see it that way. So
That is true. And that when I got on your page, pretty much I think me and you started having conversations in the comments about one. I think it was like a Final Girl Friday or one of those. So that's what struck me because I do love when us as content creators, especially us as women in horror, that we're able to have those conversations and not just have the I'm the head bitch in charge energy that we
yeah,
are. We are the HBICs, okay? We're not gonna get it twisted. We are, but we all
gotcha.
do that together. We
Yes,
can,
yes.
And another thing that you said was the psychology, and that's another reason why I really, really loved your videos. Is you're not just reacting as a personal bias. We're going deep. We're going deep
Mhm.
into these characters. So, was there one like initial character that kind of made you start thinking like this, as far as your platform is concerned?
Yes. Well, I always wanted to do this, but I
Mhm.
was too afraid to do it because I always thought, oh, you know what, she likes scary movies, so she's weird. Something's wrong, something's off with her,
Yeah.
you know. And it took a long time to get rid of
Mhm.
that fear of
Mhm.
other people's opinions, thinking, because I'm like, you know what? I'm not weird. You're
No.
weird because
Right.
how many adults sit around talking about other people for doing something that they actually love and they
Mhm.
have a passion for?
Mhm.
So that's why I started doing it. But uh the movie that actually made me really want to do this was about I would say maybe 4 months ago.
Mhm.
My daughter wanted to watch Carrie. It was the 1976 version
Okay.
with Sissy Spacek. And
Mhm.
we watched it and we talked about it, and she was like, why do you she said, Mom, this is such a good movie. I said, yeah. And I asked her, I said, why do you think it still resonates with people?
Mhm.
And she was the one that said, I think because everybody has either been a Carrie or they've been a
Mm.
Chris or they've been a
Mm.
passive bystander. And so they watched all this happen and
Mhm.
no one said anything. And I got to thinking, I was like, you know what? You are absolutely right. I was thinking the same
Yeah.
thing. Like, get out of my head, little girl. So, so that's when I started doing
Hmm.
the channel because I was like, you know what? There's more to these movies than just a
Hmm.
monster, chasing
Yeah.
after you. People are dealing with, grief,
Hmm.
trauma, sexism, bullying, everything. And I just like to discuss all those aspects of it and not just put everything in a corner and say, oh, it's just
Yeah.
a slasher.
And that's, you can definitely tell on your page, you can. And I think you have hit it on the head as far as horror is such a multi-layered genre. People, I think, on the outside, unfortunately, do have the perspective of, yes, it's just a slasher. Yes, it's, it's just a suspense movie. What do you have a favorite genre though, as far as like the movie, since you do, and what I love is you cover a lot of different like genres
My
when it comes to
favorite genre will have to be psychological,
that.
psychological.
Mm-hmm.
I love these characters. This week I just did Secret Window with Mort Rainey,
Ooh.
with Johnny Depp
Mm-hmm.
playing Mort Rainey, and he has these split personalities,
Right.
and I just love it so much because it's
Mm-hmm.
like what really made him snap?
Right.
Why did he become John
Mm-hmm.
Shooter? And the
Yeah.
reason was because he had buried so much pain and anger,
Mm-hmm.
and he was mad at his wife because his ex-wife because she cheated on him, and he didn't know how to express that. So he keeps blacking
Mm-hmm.
out, and then he creates John Shooter. So he's like, "You're gonna fix my story," and the story basically is not the happy ending that you
Mm-hmm.
wrote
Right.
but the ending that you really want, that's the
Right.
only way things is
Mm-hmm.
gonna be saying in your head and
Mm-hmm.
everybody else's life if you put the story the way it's supposed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So
Um,
that's just really what I just like the just the narcissism of it and
it's
why does he do it
what
and
the why.
yeah.
The So you love the why, the what has driven you to this. Did you
Yeah, what's your motivation? Yeah.
exactly. Do you like Split, and I think this is the second one, Glass?
I saw Split. I
Mhm.
didn't see the second one, but I did love that movie. That one is on my list as well. Um, what's the guy's name? He was just in
It's the
another
one that
movie.
plays. I know, like I see his face. I'm terrible at actors' names, like terrible. But I see
Mhm.
his face, and I
I see
when
his
I
face. I'm
saw,
looking at. I'm thinking about him right now. I'm seeing it right now.
literally, like I'm
But
looking.
yeah, he was great at it, and it was just like you know, why do these people do the things they do?
Mm-hmm.
What pushes someone to that extreme and it goes back to Carrie as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could have let that girl just have one night,
Now, do
just
you
one night, four
with
hours.
Carrie? Correct. And with Carrie, do you think what always like got me kind of irked about that movie is Carrie did not have to do the gym teacher the way that she did because the gym teacher really tried to help her.
She did. And have you read the book?
So no, I need to read the book. I was gonna ask too because I know you have referenced that you've read obviously like a lot of books and everything like that. Do you like the same type of books, like the psychological or the psychology and everything?
I love them all. I
Is
am
it?
a huge Stephen King fan.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
But in the book, Carrie, the
Mhm.
gym teacher, I think her name is Miss Jardone, whatever, but
Something
it's
is.
not Miss Collins. But she actually lives in the book. But yeah,
Okay.
she did her dirty in the movie. But that's all they had to do was give this girl 4 hours.
4
And
hours.
why couldn't they do that? What
Mhm.
was the driving force? Chris and Billy. What was the driving force? And then I was like, well, Chris was basically the driving force because she
Mhm.
forced Billy to do a lot of things that he
She
probably
did.
didn't want to do.
Right.
Um,
Billy, you could tell that he was definitely, it was an internal like kind of character struggle with
mhm.
him. You're like, he's just like, I didn't want to do it,
Very
but you know,
manipulative. Yeah.
yeah, he was like, but I have to, keep the facade of being the jock or whatnot.
Mhm.
Now, since you do analyze so much as a horror content creator and just as the type of content that you do, how do you still keep that enjoyment for the actual films and the movies and everything?
I think I keep the enjoyment because I when I first started this, I was really scared. I was really shy. I was like, I don't think people would like it. But then when I saw that people were actually responding and people were
Yeah.
actually enjoying the content, that gave me a lot of self esteem, a lot of confidence. And like I said, I love scary movies. I love
Mhm.
talking about them. My husband, on the other hand, he's not so much a scary movie person,
Right, right.
so I don't have no one to talk to. So sitting in
Mhm.
front of this camera and talking to everybody about
Mhm.
it and just bringing them into to my life and my ideas and what I think,
Mhm.
that keeps me motivated. And it's the summertime. I'm a substitute
Look,
teacher, so
okay.
when school starts back up in August out here,
Mhm.
I'll still be doing it because I genuinely
Right.
love it. Hmm.
Right. And I can definitely see you as the cutest teacher. Like, I feel like I would go in your classroom and be like, I'm so happy I have her. You just, the joy that you radiate when you do your videos, just you as a person, I feel like that's what also makes your page so enjoyable and your content
It's
just so
so kind of
enjoyable.
you to say.
It
Thank you
is.
so much.
It's just so nice to be like, oh my gosh. And as far as psychology, so I think that that can a lot of times or intertwine into true life, like true crime and everything. Are you a big true crime
I am.
person?
I
Okay.
am. I love true crime. I love forensic files. I
Hmm.
actually go to sleep listening to forensic files. I think I've seen every episode there is. I know the
Hmm.
original forensic files
Hmm.
has like I want to say maybe 16 seasons, and
Hmm.
I've seen every single episode. Um, I just started watching Netflix documentaries on their true
Ooh.
crime. The latest one I saw was the one with the lady. She pretended to be pregnant, and
Mm.
uh, she killed her friend to steal the baby.
I feel like I've seen like TikTok clips of that. I
Yeah, and
feel like
then
I have.
the one before that was
Mhm.
the I'm probably saying her name wrong. The
Oh, very
Mackenzie
good.
Shirella.
Oh, the driver.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
driver.
Mhm.
But I do love true crime.
Mhm.
That's one avenue I would love to get into, but I don't want to say anything that might be inaccurate, and then now
All you
I'm
gotta say
putting
is
out.
allegedly. As soon as you
There you
say
go.
as soon as you
Allegedly.
say that, you're good. I feel like you would I feel like especially with true crime, I could sense that. I feel like you have a very non-biased way of looking at the films, which makes it's very easy, very palatable for anybody going on your page that will say, I might have a different idea. Or, I might have that. So I just if you guys are not already following, all of the descriptions and everything will obviously be in the link below so we can make sure we support you. But literally go on this woman's page because Beauty After Dark is cute. Tell her she cooked with that one. Beauty
Yeah,
After
yeah.
Dark
I
is
loved
beauty.
it. I was like,
That
you know what, we might change it. That was a great idea.
is
she,
cute.
because she's my little homie. Like I said, she's older now, but
Mhm.
we used to watch movies together all the time. But she's doing her own thing. But we saw Obsession together a couple of weeks ago,
What did you think
and
of that one?
she loved it.
Mhm.
Um, I liked it.
Oh,
I wasn't obsessed with it
uh-huh.
like
You weren't
everyone else
obsessed with
was.
Obsession.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought it was a good movie,
Mhm.
and I like the fact that it was made on such a low budget and it
Yeah.
made so much money, and
Yeah.
it found its audience, and
Mhm.
people loved it, and everything like that. But for me, I thought it was an okay movie. I didn't think
Mhm.
it was the scariest movie,
Right.
but I thought it was really good, and I'm glad that it connected with the audience, and it
Right.
connected with people.
Now
Did
speaking
you
of
like it?
scary, I did. I am much more personally. I love more paranormal, which I know she was low key possessed in a way when it comes to that. But I much more like paranormal activity. Like that those type of movies, I love me a campy ghost. Like that is my jam. That is my jam.
Was she possessed, or was it just
It was like
she
a
just had
semi
no control?
Yeah, it was like a semi possession because on some of the scenes, like she was like, "Bear, help me," and that was her being like, "Hey, I don't have control of my body." But it wasn't. It's not this possession that really like drives me to see it. I wasn't obsessed with it either. I thought it was cool. Like I did. I thought it was cool. I thought Nikki was fun. I signed up for her text message. There was a marketing thing that she does, and she will text you randomly. I think it's funny.
Oh wow, that's great. That's
Girl, but
cool.
then sometimes I forget that nobody's really texting me like that. And then I think that it's somebody, and then I'm like, damn, JK.
Gotcha.
Right. I'm like, oh, JK. Now, speaking of scare, do you like being, what does scare you the most when it comes to these type of movies or just movies in general?
The Exorcist scared me. That's one movie that uh
Yes.
I could only watch once because I mean
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of things. I've watched
Right.
Terrifier, I watched Martyrs, I
Hmm.
watched a bunch of French extreme movies,
Hmm.
but it was something about The Exorcist with Linda Blair. That
Oh,
version
yeah.
just I it yeah. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it
Mm,
once. And it
mm,
had me looking around the corner thinking every noise I heard was
mm-hmm.
the devil coming for me.
Correct. The D word. I'm
Yeah.
scared to even say them. I
Yeah.
can't. Girl, the D word. Did you watch The Exorcist Believer?
I did. I did.
What did
I
you think of
did.
that one?
Um wasn't as scary as I thought it would
Mhm,
be. But I think it did the job that it needed to do.
mhm.
Could it have been better? Yes. But I thought it was a cute movie. My daughter liked it. I enjoyed it, but
Mhm.
like when I like a movie, like I love
Yeah.
to connect with the characters, and I
I was
think
about to that yes.
yeah,
G
and I think that's what happened for me with
Mhm,
Obsession. I didn't connect with Bear or Nikki the
mhm.
way I connected with Carrie or
Right.
Secret Window. Um, because those movies you could watch over and over and over again. You never
Right.
get bored from them. But
Mhm.
Obsession, I actually watched it in the movie theater with her. And then when it came out on streaming, I was like, okay, let me
Uh-huh.
watch this again. Maybe I missed something, and I still walked away the same thing. Like
Mm,
if I don't connect with the characters, if I don't like the
mhm.
characters, if I don't feel like they're well written or well rounded, like it doesn't make sense to me.
Right. No,
Yeah.
yeah, I could definitely I could see that. I could see that. Now, obviously being a woman in horror, you know, sometimes we can get a little pigeonholed. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes we definitely can. So, like, especially with the type of movies that you like and you really like to connect the dots and, connect with the characters. Movies like The Odyssey just came out, for example. Have you seen that yet?
I have not seen that movie yet. I know of the story. From
Mhm.
what I've heard, it
Oh,
people are saying it's wonderful.
I feel like you would really love the characters in there because they have such a strong, obviously we know the story in general, but they have such a strong like plot. They have such a strong presence as far as characters. Now, do you think being a woman in horror, we can still enjoy movies like that
Of
without
course.
that's do you have you ever, had or dealt with somebody being like, "Oh, you don't like this or you like this type of movie and it's not horror?" What do you mean? But you're supposed to be a woman in horror. Like, have you ever dealt with that?
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm,
Like for today was Final Girl Friday,
mhm.
and Secret Window doesn't have a Final Girl, right?
Right, right.
So I usually like to talk about a Final Girl. So
Mhm,
Final Girl Friday was about near Noro from Prey. She
mhm.
defeats the
Oh,
Predator,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
And I had a guy make a comment, and he said something to the fact of, you know what, that's not horror. You know,
Technically, it's
she
sci-fi.
yeah, it
That's
was
good
right.
for you.
And it's
Yeah.
like she defeated the predator. He's like, well,
Right.
how can this little girl defeat the predator with a bow and an arrow? And I'm like, well, she
She
didn't
did.
defeat him with brute strength. You know,
Right.
she observed him, she
Yeah.
watched him, she
Hmm.
outsmarted him. So that's what happened. Can you explain to me why you
Right.
feel the way you feel? He never responded back.
Of course.
But yeah, and just like with the Menu, people don't think the Menu is a scary movie. The Menu
The
is
menu is
horrible.
so good.
Yeah, the Menu is horror.
People have said that to you.
Yeah, they said the Menu is not a scary movie. I said yes, it is. It's a scary movie.
What did
It's
you
when
think
you
of that
push
movie?
someone to the extreme where they lose their passion for something that they
Hmm.
love so much. That's what happens.
And that's why when she ordered that cheeseburger, he was like, "Yes, we're bringing it back to the roots of why I love to do this." People, that is insane. That was such a good movie.
It
I,
was beautiful, and the cinematography was beautiful. The island was beautiful.
yes, that was
Can I
such a
ask you a
good movie.
question?
Yeah, girl, yes.
Do
Wait,
you
Housewives
think
of
that
Horror.
he poisoned her cheeseburger?
Mm, I don't think so. I think that he had respect for because she wasn't supposed to be there. I think that he's very like the Dexterish type that if you weren't meant for this, I'm not gonna just martyr you just because. He wants to kill with purpose. And
That's what
those
I
kind of yeah, go and those kind of people, it's like, can I be mad at you? Can I?
That's what my husband. He thinks he poisons her. That she didn't really get off the
Oh.
island, and I was like, well, you know what? That's a good interpretation.
Mhm,
That probably is true. But I think like you, he had respect for her. You know, she actually gave him the respect that he earned, and wasn't
mhm,
catering to the fact that he was this world renowned chef, and she was spending $8,000 for a
mhm.
meal. She just wanted a basic cheeseburger.
And that is crazy. I didn't even think about that
Mhm.
because we didn't really see her after she got off. We saw her on the boat.
You saw her bite the cheeseburger, and it went black.
Hmm. See, now I'm like, I like to kind of, think of the things. Has there been, speaking of that, like, has there been any other endings that you were so surprised at when it comes to these movies that, because the psychology ones always have some twists and turns sometimes, What has
um,
surprised you the most?
it was Secret Window,
Hmm.
the one we're doing this week. I would say Devil,
That's
with
the elevator, right?
the elevator.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Um, what else? What else is there? The Descent.
I think
Whether
that was the first video I saw of you because I was like, the descent. You were analyzing in such a way that I've never heard anybody do it, and I was like, oh, who
yeah.
is this woman? I need to
And
find her.
And the thing about it is like, whether you watch the American version or the
Mhm.
UK version, both endings fit perfectly. Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was a great movie. Like,
Mhm.
it didn't need a sequel, but the sequel was okay. It stood on its own,
Mhm.
and like whichever ending you thought she got out of the cave, great. She didn't get out the cave, it was still great.
Right.
Um, those endings that messed me up. I was like, wait a
Mhm.
minute, okay, this was some deep stuff.
The-
Um, what else is there?
Did you see As Above, So Below?
I did see As
What did you
Below.
think of that one?
I thought that was a great movie. I thought the claustrophobic element,
Mhm.
just I just love the characters. I just
Mhm.
every time I see that movie, I go back to The Descent because it just reminds me so much of it.
That's what it
Um,
does. It's very
mhm,
similar for sure.
mhm. What else was there? I maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Mhm.
I know this is still in the movie theaters now. Evil Dead Burn, but I did
Ooh.
watch Evil Dead Rise,
Mhm.
and then I saw the movie before that, the remake of Evil Dead with Mia,
Mhm.
and I was just like, because you have Ash. He's the main
Mhm.
character from
Right.
the
Right.
early '80s movies as
Mhm.
well as the TV show, and then you have these two women, Mia and Ellie, and it
Mhm.
all deals with females, addiction, abuse,
Yep.
what else was going on with, I think in Evil Dead Burn, she was getting physically abused.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
So all those traumas
Mm-hmm.
that females go through,
Yeah.
I thought that was really great because those last three movies were based on a female perspective.
Yeah. Now, do
Yeah.
you think sometimes that because we unfortunately can go through certain types of trauma like that, do you think that we're always kind of looked at as just the weaker characters in movies in general, especially in horror movies?
Yes, I do believe that, and I hate that for us because, like I said, with Prey,
Mm-hmm.
Nero, she defeated the Predator. She outsmarted him. She outlasted him, and this guy just had the nerve to say, "Well, how could she defeat him with a stick and arrow?" So, well, obviously, you didn't watch the movie because she
Correct.
didn't defeat him with the bow and the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was smart. She was resourceful,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of times, you have female leads, and in the beginning, we're pushed aside, we're underestimated,
Mm-hmm.
no one believes in us. But then towards the end of the movie, you're like, oh damn, where did this come from?
Right.
It was in us
Mm-hmm.
all along. You just never gave us a chance.
Exactly. We are, and then I know obviously with psychology and everything, what about like fantasy? Because I know sometimes that can also kind of interlap. Do you like a lot of like fantasy, like like vampires, like Resident Evil, Underworld, just like
I
those type of
love
fantasy
I, I,
lines?
I love fantasy. I'm glad you said I love Resident Evil. Look, I got my little
Oh, yes, we love
it's the keys. This is the
yes.
keys to the Resident Evil. Um here you go. My
Yes,
umbrella card.
yes, yes, yes,
I
yes.
love
Do you
Resident
think
Evil.
they interlap a lot when it comes to like how you like to interpret movies and the characters and things like that?
I think so as well. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that new Resident Evil movie that's coming out.
Yes.
I wasn't a big fan of the. It was a couple of years back they
Mhm.
did the reboot. I think it was called Welcome to Raccoon City.
So yeah, it was
Yeah.
on Netflix, I think, it was one of them. Was it
Yeah.
a TV show? I think.
They
I
had a
think.
TV show as
Yeah.
well. I thought the TV show was terrible. I was just leave it alone.
Hmm.
But this new one that's coming out, I think looks really great, and
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I love the interview with the vampire show. I love what they did with
Yes.
Lestat and
Yes.
Louis and Claudia.
Yes.
Um, I I love fantasy. I love
Mhm.
sci-fi. I love vampires. I love
Because
Resident Evil. Um, and I just this whole genre of
hmm
scary movies, horror,
hmm
whatever subgenre you like of it,
hmm
it's just great. I just love all of it, and I like 2026 has just like
hmm
been great for
It
horror movie
has.
fans.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we've gotten such it's been a banger after banger. And
Hmm.
like for real. Like I don't have you seen the trailer for The Other Mommy? I saw it was a trailer that when I went to go see the Odyssey, it was like right there. That one I need you to review because I feel like you would have some really, really good thoughts on that.
I
Um
did see this trailer. I thought it was great. I think her name is Jessica Chastain.
I think yeah, it was the one for that plays the one in Jurassic Park, I think.
Yeah, and she was
Yeah.
in it
Yes, yes, yes,
part
yes.
two. She played Beverly Marsh.
Hmm.
Um and that movie looks great.
Hmm.
I actually went and got the book.
I'll say I know it was a book. I do know that.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Incidents Around the House.
Oh, yep,
And
it's the one.
yeah,
Yes.
so I bought two copies, and
Hmm.
I like to read it. Me and my daughter, she's gonna read the first chapter. I'm
Hmm.
gonna read the first chapter, and then basically we just go back and forth, and we tell us, well,
Yeah.
how did that happen? Why do you think that
Right.
happened? But from what I saw from that trailer, that looks awesome. She scared the hell out of me when he saw her underneath the table. I was like, what the
I was
hell?
gonna say that table because at first, because it was first off, the Odyssey isn't really. It's definitely like we know the story and everything like that. I didn't expect that type of horror trailer to be in there, and I honestly like when she started, I thought it was gonna be maybe like a rom com or
Hmm.
maybe more of like an action like
Stepford
Independence Day.
Wives.
Yeah, like I did. And then she started burning the noodles. I said, "Oh, this is turning. This is turning into something." And then, girl, and then she got under that table. I said, "Oh, okay,
Because you need more water in them noodles.
right." I said, "They done burned my noodles. I'd have been pissed. I would have." Now, what would you like? I mean, obviously, I go to your page for just my own enjoyment, my own entertainment. But what, when people do go to your page, like, what do you want them to feel as far
I
as a
want
viewer?
I want them to feel welcomed. I
Hmm.
want them to feel like if they have an opinion, that their opinion is not going to get shut down.
Hmm.
I want to build conversations. I try to respond to everybody
Hmm.
because I feel like if you can take the time out to watch the video and comment, I can
Hmm.
take the time out to do the same thing and not with
Right.
just a thumbs up or I agree, like give you a
Right.
personalized
Hmm.
individualized comment. So I want people to feel welcomed. I want them to know that they have a voice. Hey, if you say, "Hey, Latoya, could you check this movie out?" Okay, what's the name of this movie?
Yeah.
Oh, is a yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks for the
Hmm.
recommendation. And I just want a community of people that love horror the way I love
Yeah.
horror. I
No,
mean,
you can,
and
yeah,
there's
you
nothing
can.
wrong with loving horror. So if there's
Mhm.
anybody out there that's telling people that you're weird for liking horror movies and scary movies, tell them they're weird because what's weird is judging me for liking something, for having a
Mhm.
passion, you know?
That's all it is. It is. It's a passion, and it just, it gives you to another. It gets you out of this reality and gets you into another one.
There you
It,
go. There you go. Yeah.
it truly does. Now, if you could snap into one reality that you've, a movie, book, whatever the case may be, what reality would you want to snap into?
Oh wow, there's so many stories I would love to visit. This might sound strange, but
Oh, girl, no.
I w- I wouldn't mind being part of the Loser Club.
Okay, okay. Now,
I
do
would
we get?
love to fight against Pennywise.
I would say so. You want to get active with Penny, like you
Yeah,
want?
yeah.
Okay, okay, no, okay. I hang
I wouldn't
around with
mind being
Penny,
the eighth member of the Loser Club.
but
Like, yep, count me in.
so you should, okay. But you think? Listen, if you can beat him, that, did you like the TV series?
I love the TV
Did you?
series.
I've heard a lot of good things about the TV series. I have.
Welcome to Derry was great, and
Mhm.
I might be part of the 1% of people that
Mhm.
like when the show comes out. Um, have you seen the show From?
But a little bit. I've seen a couple here and there. Yeah,
Okay, like they release one episode every week, and
yeah.
I'm the
Mhm.
type of person that you know what I can't wait a week, so I will go the whole season while the show is dropping
Mhm.
every Sunday and just wait so that I can binge watch every single episode
Oh,
because I
okay.
can't wait, you
Yeah.
know. But I would definitely be I would be a great member of the Losers Club.
I feel
Like
like you can. I feel like you would defeat Pennywise. I do.
I think so too. Like yeah,
I,
we could go toe to toe. Me and Miss.
you about to get active. That's my.
Yeah.
I feel like you would like be nice to him really at first and be like, you know what, we gonna figure out why are you this way.
Yeah, Doctor
Mhm.
Sleep,
Mhm.
The
Oh, Dr.
Shining.
Sleep's
That's
good.
another
Yes.
universe I would love to be a part
Oh my
of.
gosh.
Rose the Hat, Alba.
Mm.
She was badass. I love
Yeah.
her. I love everything. And dare I say, I think that Doctor Sleep might
Doctor,
be better than The Shining.
that's what that is
I
a
thought it
debate
was
that I've
great.
heard. That is a debate that I've heard. Dr. Sleep is so good.
It's
It's
wonderful. I
so
loved it. And it tied up the story perfectly.
good. Yeah. No,
Hmm.
I definitely agree. So we've obviously learned about what you do, what you're currently doing. Do you have any like bucket list horror items that you would like to do for your channel, or any like fun upcoming projects, anything like that?
Yeah, yeah. I live in Louisiana, so
Mhm.
one day I would like to actually go to New Orleans and visit the haunted cities, see
Mhm.
the tours, see the cemeteries, meet a
Oh, the
sexy
cemetery.
hot vampire.
Yes, girl, you about to give him my number, okay?
I would
I
love to
will
do that.
travel. I will
Yeah.
travel. You get my number.
I would love to go to Comic-Con. I would love to go to all those festivals that they
Mhm.
have. Um, those are on my bucket lists. This was on my bucket list because I always said I was gonna do it, and I was too afraid to do it. So I finally did it. But that's what I want to do. I want
Mhm.
to go to the Comic Cons, and I want to see these characters. I want to meet people. I just want to experience, you know,
Yeah,
the
the community.
fandom. You know.
Yeah, fandoms. Being a horror content creator, woman, man, whatever the case may be, the fandom that we have, people, I think when they do go into this world, they think that, listen, I love Ghostface, I love my slashers. Slashers definitely, I think, overshadow a lot of the other genres that are in the horror community. And you don't, I think us as women, we go through a lot more of those genres. We definitely talk about our slashers, but we do like a lot of like the feature creatures, the paranormal, more of the psychology, things like that. So when people get into them, this fandom that we have is insane.
Hmm.
There's so many layers, and it's probably the nicest group of people that you will ever
Yeah. Yeah.
like. I have not, knock on wood, I have not had a bad experience. Everyone has just been so welcoming since I've been in here.
Did you like the last Scream movie?
So I have been a stoofer, as what they call it, for 20 years, 20, 30
Yes.
years, you know, since I didn't want to believe that he unfortunately passed away. So when they did confirm that, and then the reveal was not even like anybody in Stu's family, I did walk out once the reveal happened. I said, well,
So you
okay.
didn't even stay for the whole movie. You was just done.
I was very upset. I thought it was
Oh.
going to be Gail. I thought that when they were doing the interview portion of it, like when Sydney was in the studio, I thought Gail was going to turn around and be like, "I'm actually Ghostface." But did you like it though? Did you?
Um, I thought it could have been executed better.
Hmm.
I think along your lines, I think they could have brought Stu back, and I think
Hmm.
it would have worked because me and my husband was talking about this, and
Hmm.
I was like, I think that Sydney's story. She's a great fighting girl. I love Sydney,
Hmm.
but I think it's time for her story to end and a new story
Absolutely.
to begin. You know, and
Absolutely.
I thought the perfect way to do that was okay, yeah, we might have seen this before when they made Jill the ghost face, but they
Hmm.
could have made Tatum, her daughter, the ghost face. And
Hmm.
that's how you end
That
Sydney's
would have been
story.
dope. Yeah.
And you start a new
Hmm.
franchise with, new characters, new motives, the
Hmm.
same mask,
Right.
but
Right.
just start
Hmm.
over because like is Sydney really gonna be 80, 60 years
That's
old still beating up
exactly.
Ghostface?
And that's
Yeah.
how I feel like that's what it was with two. Like it was giving me very much the Halloween kill.
There
I
you
always
go.
Halloween ends, the I think it was the Halloween ends when, yeah, Lori, God rest her, like, Lori's 60. Lori's 70 years old. I like Michael at this point is 80. Let it we need something. We need
And
we
that's
need
and that
something
was the
else.
same thing with Halloween Ends. I hated Halloween Ends.
Hmm.
The first two movies were great, and
Oh
then
my
it
god.
was just like the whole Corey Cunningham
Hmm.
storyline. But I thought it was introduced too late. If they had introduced Corey
Exactly.
like in the second movie or the first
Hmm.
movie, then it could have been believable. But it was just like it
Exactly.
like
Because
put some respect on Michael, right? He was
Michael,
barely
why
in
are
the
you in
movie.
this girl, why are you in this cave? When did you get powers? What are we doing right now? Because they
I'm telling
they
you,
marketed that
he
movie
killed.
so much. Yeah, they marketed so much as like their final battle. So that's what I was prepared for.
Yeah, I was like, this man done killed the whole fire department,
He
killed half
did.
the town. And you
He
telling me
did.
Corey beat him up?
He
I didn't get it. I was like, what happened to him?
And then the final battle, quote unquote, between Lori and Michael, and it's because obviously they're older. But you telling me after all these years of being mortal enemies, y'all fought for 10 minutes in the kitchen,
In the kitchen. In the
and
kitchen, and
he's
a
defeated.
sacrifice neutral down the street with them carrying his body down the street.
Y'all couldn't have
Right.
done this 20 years ago.
Mhm.
Like that. Oh yeah, that's why it was giving me those vibes, and I was like, I do not want to taint my Scream legacy, so we just gonna go. We're just gonna
Mhm.
go. Uh,
Mhm.
And I always want to kind of end with this question, but what does being a woman in horror mean to you?
Um, I think being a woman in horror means that we're strong, we're
Mhm.
resourceful. Sometimes we have to speak up a little bit louder because, like you
Mhm.
said, we get comments like when the guy said that Naru from Frey,
Mhm.
she just defeated him with a stick and an arrow, and it's like, no, she did it. You obviously
Correct.
didn't watch the movie. She was strong. She was
Mhm.
beautiful. Women in horror, I think we don't get as much respect as men do,
Mhm.
just because we are females and we're supposed to be the softer sex and we're supposed to be
Mhm.
very feminine and soft. We're not supposed to
Mhm.
be hard or fighting. That's why I keep seeing that clip of Akasha and she's doing her monologue from
Mhm.
Interview with the Vampire, and she's like,
Yes.
I.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, we're strong, we're beautiful,
Mhm.
we're resilient, and we're here to stay. And like, either get on road or
Or
get out
get
of our way, you know?
mhm. So, and I second that. I do.
Yeah.
But definitely, thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you for having me.
I do so appreciate. I love these episodes so much. We just have an amazing community, and I just get reminded of that every time I do this, and I'm just like I'm so appreciative of everyone in here. But all of the links and everything will be down below, as well as on our socials, all that kind of stuff. You'll see the little clips, all the fun stuff. So definitely go follow. Should we say Beauty After Dark or Latoya After? Which one do you want to do, girl?
It'll be Latoya at the Dark, but
Okay.
probably next week it's
Okay.
gonna change to Beauty After Dark.
Okay. So for
Yeah.
right now, at least right now, definitely follow Latoya After Dark. Where can we find you at? Your links will be below, but I want you to also tell it too. Where can we
Yes, I'm
find you
on YouTube, I'm
at?
on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's been a fun ride.
Mhm.
I love it. I enjoy it. Passionate about it.
You are, yep.
I never say that I am a film critic and I know everything.
Mhm.
I'm just giving you all my opinions and what I
Mhm.
think, and I would love to hear everybody else's opinions on what they think.
Mhm.
And let's just have a wonderful, beautiful journey in this horror called life.
Yes. So yes, definitely follow. And it was such a pleasure.
It was wonderful meeting you. Thank you so much.
This was so fun. And as always, ghoulies, y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Ta ta for now.